before we started the exchange program. We raised the money for the primary school, and it's been going now for 10 years. We're going to have a celebration this summer for 10 years of the school. Started out, it had kindergarten, first and second grade, and then by 2005, it was the first graduating class. And it's in a village of people who call themselves Nosu. They're called Yi in Chinese. And what did I do? And so the Chinese is second language for all of them. So they're basically going to school in the second language from kindergarten on. And we stay at the school. Students will go with me, or other people that go. We all stay at the school, and there's a woman there who cooks for us. And villagers, I know everybody. Well, I don't know everybody. I know a lot of people, and so we go into their homes, and they work together with us on a lot of different projects. So it's a really neat place, and a lot of students who've gone there have really felt this has been that actually going to live. Maybe go there for a week, sometimes 2 weeks. One student, Laura Stahl. Did you ever know Laura?
Oh,
Yeah, she's called Finn now. She's not called Laura anymore. But she stayed for 6 weeks and did everything that the family did in terms of harvesting and preparation of food and carrying water and all that kind of stuff. And she dropped out. I don't know if she's going to come back or not. She dropped out. She never actually finished her project. She'd written several drafts of her thesis. So I didn't put her project in as one of the ones I talk about because it isn't done. But it was really a wonderful piece of field work. And occasionally people have lived in village homes for a while. It's kind of rough. The conditions are very, very Spartan in a village house. There's no bathroom, there's no toilet, the food is just potatoes, the floors are dirt, there's lots of bugs around in the summer, not so bad in the winter, freezing in the winter. The only heat is the fire. So most people would rather choose to live at the school where it's a little bit easier, although it's hardly luxurious. Okay, so that's sort of the all right, so there are some prize-winning theses which we could see if we had the contrast better on this projector. But a little bit better. I think it's the contrast is too high. Let's see. Does that help at all? Not really, does it? Yeah, that doesn't really help. Should it be brighter? I don't know, maybe it should be brighter.
There you go.
Oh, better. Yeah, I feel better. Okay. All right. Okay, so Joanne Ho on the left was there the first year, and she did her honors thesis in the Jackson School on why a scheme to get people to grow apples to make money failed. And she was interviewing ex-apple farmers. When we planned the project, there were apple farmers, and by the time she actually got there, everybody cut down their apple trees because they weren't making any money. And she was interviewing ex-apple farmers, and she did that for her senior thesis in Jackson School, and she got the University Library's prize for the best undergraduate work. The university, they give 6, and she got one of the 6 university-wide. And then the next year, Keanu Warren did a similar thing on the introduction of hybrid corn and what it had done to the household economy of the village. And was also her Jackson School honors thesis, and she also got the university award from the university libraries. And then the following year, Alex Kylo, who was a joint major in Jackson School and Chinese, Alex got he did his on a different crop, Sichuan peppercorns. You know what those are? It's a kind of spice that they eat in Sichuan, you know, if you've been to Chengdu. That's the main cash crop in the village, and he attached those to the commodity chain analysis, which led all the way to the restaurants of Chengdu. And he didn't get the University Library's prize, but he got honorable mention. So he didn't use the library all that much. I think that, no, I think the reason that Joanne got those was because she used a lot of Chinese yearbooks and things out of the East Asia Library collection. And they're really, for that prize, they're looking for people who use the libraries in creative ways. And Alex basically, you know, he read some books and he listed in bibliography, but his work was almost entirely field-based. But they liked it anyway. So those are some prize winners. Ross Nadel was in our first class, and he did he was an anthro major. And he did a study on dietary change in the village. And he asked those questions. So this is what the traditional diet was. And you can see people sitting around eating potatoes. You have corn there, and you can see somebody making buckwheat pancakes over the fire in the living room. And that's a very nice older lady called Luca. And her daughter is a school teacher and is an important collaborator on some of these projects. And she has an ambition of actually becoming an anthropologist. I don't know if she'll have a chance to, but she certainly has a mindset of somebody who could be a good anthropologist. But this old lady never went to school, so she's illiterate, but she knows a lot of stuff. And she's making buckwheat pancakes there. This is on holidays. You get a lot of protein, and this is eating a sheep. It's being butchered there on the left, and it's being. We gotta turn down the contrast even more. It's ridiculously high contrast here.
Should I cut out the light, or
What's that?
should we cut out the light maybe?
No, it's not that. That's not really the problem. It's just that the contrast is so high that people's faces and things don't come out. You know, I guess that's as low as we can get. So, cutting up a sheep, boiling a sheep, and eating a sheep in the three pictures there. So ordinarily, in the traditional diet, people didn't have meat except for special occasions. If there's a holiday, if there's a funeral, if there's a wedding, or if guests came. Guests are really important in society. People lived a long ways away, and it was hard to travel over the mountains, and there were no roads, so you had to walk or ride a horse. And so arrival of guests was a big deal. And so you'd kill a sheep, or you kill a pig, or something, and have some good things to eat. So Ross went around and did these 24-hour nutrition recalls. If you've taken, anybody take Dawn Neal's class in nutrition anthropology, or Bettina used to teach that class before she was chair. But they do this 24 recall where they go and say, okay, tell me everything you ate for the last 24 hours. And then you do some prompting. You know, you say, well, what did you eat for lunch yesterday, right? And, you know, did you have rice? Did you have so-and-so? You try to get everything that they eat. And then, but we couldn't do that for meat. If you do that in this country, you could do it for everything they ate, but you're either going to hit a day when they didn't have any meat, which is most days, or you're going to hit a day when they were really scorfing meat because it was festival. And so it was just too much random variation. So we decided to do a 1 month recall. How many times have you eaten meat within the last month, and how much? And then he took those anthropomorphic measurements, anthropometric morphements. No, anyway, you know what I mean. Anthropometric measurements. And as I say, he did it 3 times. He had a bathroom scale, and he had a ruler, and he had a baby scale where you could sort of hold the baby up and things. So we joked that Ross was going around hanging babies. And he did it 3 times, and we came out with this. There was some very interesting stuff about how many different staples people ate in different villages and at different times of the year, and it was quite different. They had much more rice in the summer, more potatoes in the fall, more rice than buckwheat overall, which was a change because they don't grow rice, so they'd already gotten into the market and started to eat a non-traditional food. We looked at protein, and it looked like people were mildly deficient in protein. I wonder if that's still true, because people have a lot more cash income now than they did in 2000.